Welcome to episode 11 of the Factorio Big Marathon. We are about 25 and a half hours into a 60 times tech multiplier run. We've got a lot of mod planets in here as well. We're not quite ready to go and see them yet, but we do have our silos, we're launching rockets, we're sending a whole bunch of platform up. The deal on Novice is, we spent quite a lot of time last episode building infrastructure that we kind of cut out because it was a lot of train stuff. We've now got train networks all over the place. We've got actually, why these guys aren't connecting? Maybe we should connect them just for redundancy. Oh well. The thing we don't have is defenses, and so we kind of need to get around to that, but we wanted to get a bunch of other stuff running first so that when we were spending time on that, the base was just doing stuff in the background. We are getting attacked in a couple of places now. It's fine, we'll have to get around to that later. And yeah, things we wanted to do, we wanted space science turning over, we wanted the labs to be working on mining productivity, but we have run out of blue science in the blue science buffer. Yeah, there's a couple more beacons in here now. I think this means we try and find some non-blue science tech, and there are still a couple of useful ones around, actually distractor robots as well. We'll put some blue science and some purple science in the boxes and then hopefully use up. We have been a little lower than the 700 SPM we wanted to for a while. Oh well. And yeah, the overall arc of the thing is we have got assembler 3s. We don't have assembler 3s in all the places yet because we don't really have the power grid for it, because we are still largely on solar at night, but then also still a chunk of, still a decent chunk of steam engine nasty polluting stuff during the day. We do have a bit of a plan to get some sulfuric acid over here at some point when we can get around to it. That would be helpful. I think we want to go nuclear power and then assembler 3s, but also first work on, but somewhere over here there's an acid train, of which we have not yet given it its schedules because we don't have the other station. We also don't have any refueling. Like, we've got these train stations with boxes of fuel to refuel trains when we get around to it, but none of the other trains we have bringing stuff in. For example, these ones. These guys are just going backwards and forwards. They don't have a refueling interrupt yet. We should do that soon. We're not going to yet, because the thing we actually want to do is, get the space science turning over as well at the same time if we can. And you guys are still doing that stuff. Can you instead 8 is not a super helpful number. Let's just redo this again and then talk about why we're doing A, this at all, and then B, this in this particular pattern. You probably have, you're just waiting for these things. Okay, fine. So you might notice that there are more rocks than usual around Novice. This is one of the map settings things. We have boosted the rocks to twice as many space rocks as usual, which I think is going to help, but you might also notice that twice as many still sounds like it's significantly less than 60 times as many. So I think getting enough space science for what we want is going to be a struggle. So that's why we want to get this stuff running before before occupying ourselves with the defensive work. But why are we doing this particular pattern? Well, a couple of reasons. First of all, I wanted this to be symmetrical, and we are eventually thinking about a ship that goes to other places in transit, and of all the parts that are the easiest and the most difficult to move when you're reorganizing a ship, the storage bays are the most difficult to move if your stuff is full. Let's turn this back on now. And so we used a total of 10 storage bays because that's one launcher's worth, and I want to swivel towards trying to have a smaller number of larger ships and then not caring about the complications of the automatic provision. That being said, we want to find, maybe this one is sending some stuff up, and we are no longer going to do that because we would like to be able to send, there's just a small number of, we also needed the solar panels for this, didn't we? Okay. Solar panels here. We want to have one logistic filter for uncommon solar panels. uncommon solar panels, and then this one but for rare solar panels. And now with these two storage chests filled up, we have been dumping generally helpful, like all of these storage panels, solar panels you can see are the uncommon and rare solar panels, and I didn't realize we had that many. Okay, we are just going to grab the ones from the top because that's where I think all the rare ones are. And yeah, we don't actually need all that many solar panels, but the storage chests mean these should now turn up in the place where we want them. This one I think we also wanted to not send, yeah, because we want to send a small number of helpful things. These, a couple of inserters, I guess we're giving you these inserters, and a couple of solar panels, which will be turning up soon. Yeah, combinators and solar panels, because there's a trick I want to see if I can make work. What did you... The assemblers, yes. So we're going to have, yeah, this kind of a starter setup thing. We're going to get some solar panels here previously. Yeah, let's go back to talking about why this pattern is like this is. So we are thinking about building a thing that does space science, but then also eventually turning this into a ship that goes places to harvest space rocks for space science as we're traveling between planets. And this is the size that it is, so that even yellow belts, but I think we might be doing red belts in space, even yellow belts can get past this barrier, but this also in a way that gives me, on the way 0 good, yeah, on the way that, in a way that gives me a large amount of storage, and then also a large amount of access points around this hub to put things in and take things out. In a symmetrical way, yeah. I think that's... why do we not have these? We do, they are just turning up slowly. Okay, and then we've got this... Yeah, cool. And then the next thing I wanted to try, which is kind of in the opposite direction again, is I kind of want a space mall group, of which we want to be, because I want to be able to run these to different planets. We also will just need this stuff for construction when we get there, and I think we, yeah, try to pull up a large number of useful things like... Actually, if we're thinking about a mall to another planet, these guys may as well be 100, which is also where we've got all the storage. But then, inserter-wise, I think we skip the inserters. I think we try and do iron plates, say 200, and then also gears, also 200. How many are we going to send up for this? 1,000. Okay, fine. And then also green chips. All of these things need to go in the mall. As in they all need to be given logistic provision, which we have not done yet. Oh well, never mind. And then if we've got on the way one, yeah, so if we take half of these and we give you all of these guys, and you can go to Agaroth, and then the rest of... Okay, then we've got a couple of other... These also want to go to Agaroth, but then Michael will want all of these things. I think we had one too many there, but it's fine. Yeah, we kind of want to balance these solar panels between... Yeah, between the two platforms, so that we can use the same design patterns for each. How many? 39, 40, okay, so you get 5 more. Those are the number of solar panels we have. And then you just go... Are we just sending that up? Probably we should have... Yeah, we're going to send some of these things up so we can demonstrate what we wanted to do, but I don't actually know if Michael has the rest of its stuff built yet. It does not. It's okay, we can still do the rest of this thing. The idea was here... yeah, we're going to have some assemblers here. We sent up a small number of inserters to start with, and the idea is we're going to have this... We wanted combinators. We wanted decider combinators in somewhere that isn't really in the way, I guess. And the plan for these decider combinators is one of these decider combinators is going to output either gears, or yes, one of these inserters is going to output gears. The other is going to output where, oh, it's not on a completely different tab. Inserters, and we want to do this if gears. Where's my, yeah, all these mod things, and I have lost track of gears, is greater than. I think the way we should be doing this is actually using a constant combinator, say here, and then taking red wire to all of these inputs. Yeah, and then we want green wire from... we missed one. We want green wire also to these inputs. And then we want green wire to these outputs, and we want to use these to set recipe. Is the plan. And then same thing over here. So we've got one assembler that might make gears if we have gears less than, say, 400, and also iron plates greater than, say, 200, because we're going to need to eventually manufacture ammunition here as well. Actually, this is not what I wanted to do. This is what I wanted on this combinator. Iron plates. This is going to be the lower limit of iron plates. Maybe we don't want to do that. Maybe that's going to end up making things more complicated, because we're going to have different numbers of gears. Yeah, different numbers of gears in different places. Okay, so that is a thing we can maybe use later, but we might also skip it. Okay, do you have you do have solar panels? All of this is going to be pretty easy to move, with the exception of the... Why don't we have them available on Planet 8? Why have we not built more of these? Oh, because we cut the LDS back here because we didn't want to be making the yellow science, which makes sense because we don't really need it yet, and that meant that this guy has not had the LDS it needs, but now it should be able to get the LDS it needs. Okay, so that's fine. Yeah, we can also start sending up, or we could start sending up these other parts as well. We were divvying this stuff on Michael, yeah. Mostly what we wanted to do is say, you know what we're going to do first? We are going to go box here, multiple stacks of these things, fast inserter, and then move this to several places. Move it to, first of all, a place that has green chips, and then also a place that has iron, and then we will also need some gears. So for that, I think we just get this box, and yeah, you guys are kind of struggling for gears. Is there anywhere else we're putting gears in a box? I think you guys should have... Yeah, put a lot of gears in a box as well, and then we can take these things out of the box at the rate of slow inserters, yeah. And we want to be able to send all of that stuff up to these ships, because the idea is we will have this assembler with the materials we don't really have, pivoting between gears and... Yeah, if we have more than 300 gears? No, it's going to be... This is going to be 400 gears, isn't it? Maybe we can do it with a constant combinator after all. This might also be just a thing that I mess around with a bit. Yeah, if we have more than 400... If we have less than 400 gears, we make gears. And if we have enough plate. If we have more than 400 gears and less than... actually only 50 inserters. Because we don't need that many of these kinds of inserters at all, and then we kick out the regular inserter. And then this assembler, yeah, so these guys, what's on these networks? Nothing is being sent on this network. You should be reading the contents automatically. Reading contents? Okay, so can we find out what's on the input network? We do have all the stuff. Yeah, we just decided that we are trying to save the iron. And so the idea is we will fire up a bunch of electronic circuits. Oh, that was over here, wasn't it? Yeah, fire up a bunch of electronic circuits, send up also iron plate and gears, because we're moving between planets that have more asteroids there. We might need even more bullets. Other space mall, we can add stuff here when we get around to it. But this also wants the space mall assigned to it as well, so we can start to pull these things up here. That's all going to be fine. Did we actually? Yeah, we did that. It's all good. And then inserters we are going to attempt to make here. Yeah, this is getting recipe set. This wants to be if we have fast inserters less than, say, 400, then fast inserters. And I think, yeah, I think we can do... I think we will be able to do this with the Combinator. We want to first check that we have this greater than or equal to this number of 400, and then we're going to output fast inserters if we also need fast inserters less than 400. Okay, so we should be able... The plan here is you are running, yeah. This inserter might get stuck depending on whether or not this changes recipe while this is holding an item, but I think we're probably fine. Yeah, you've got everything except the inserters that you are waiting for, which we are not using because we're not doing the steel thing. Yeah, I think we will be able to reorganize this to use the constant combinator to say, you know, we decided that the lower limit of iron plates was 200. We decided that we wanted 400 gears. Was it 400 gears? Yeah, we decided we wanted 400 gears because I guess we're also thinking about using this as starter materials for some other planet. So, yeah, inserters 50, other kinds of inserters, and so the main reason we're doing this, probably 200 is fine for a while. The main reason we're doing this is it turns out, yeah, when we're looking at these things, rocket capacity 10 stacks. Rocket capacity 10 stacks. If we're looking at the green chips, one rocket we can fire up 2,000 green chips, or if we were making the inserters, we could fire up 50 inserters, and also we can get a bunch of iron from space when we're doing that. So that's why we're going to try and do this up here. Let's also, because we're here, just try and have, you guys can grab a large number of things each. We're not super concerned about it. Yeah, just grab that, put the stuff in here. Mostly this is to unlock the tech. There were a couple of other things we wanted to do on Navas. Oh wait, actually, do we have... Yeah, let's grab all of this, and you are still... You're making 10, do we just not have... Oh, everyone's doing... Yeah, everyone's doing all of the other parts. I'm not super concerned about that. Let's put this also over... Oh, did we... This is the smaller version of the thing, because we haven't reset this. Okay, fine. All of this can go away. Extend this so we can have the slightly wider ship, so we are fully utilizing all 10 storage bays that will be sent up, and then also, I guess, yeah, solar panels, temporary solar panel setup. We're going to do a actual space science thing later, but I think there are a couple of other things to deal with first. Yeah, you're getting all your stuff you need things to be sent, that's all fine. We're just going to let the rockets take care of that for a while. Yeah, green chips through here is one of the other issues that we are having problems with, because the starter patches are not so happy. Yeah, so some of the stone is running out, that's not a big deal. The iron over here is the thing that's like a really big deal. Is this... Oh, these guys are also... These guys used to be mixed iron, or at least maybe they used to be coal. Yeah, maybe I think these used to be iron that were sort of downstream of coal, and we're not using the coal. So instead we're going to dump this in this mixed lane, which means these guys will be able to get their iron out. But yeah, iron a bit of an issue, iron running down, and as well as a green chip shortage. And one of the ways we can deal with that is this belt here can straight up just be... Where would we put this, though? Could we just go... yeah, here's a red belt of... what does maximum extension look like, please? Here is a red belt of green chips we are getting from an outpost, which is, first of all, nice and stable, but is also a way of... Should we just run that straight? Maybe we just run that straight. Is also a way of bolstering the iron supply from the base. If we do this, yeah, because then we can have some... I guess we're doing this here, why not? We can support this process with green chips, which is going to be nice. And then what else is taking from this line? Could we just upgrade all of this process? I think we could, especially if we got it to this spot here and we upgraded all of these parts. We can just get more stuff in the form of green chips into the mall. Yeah, so upgrade to here. Upgrade all of this as well, because we are going to want more iron from other places. And then this other little starter patch is, you know, a little bit sad and a little bit running it down. Actually, those last two did not need to be upgraded. We only needed to upgrade it to here. Other than the iron, which we might be doing in a separate way. Yeah, so we can have green chips getting this far, and then green chips, I think we want to organize the green chips to be supporting this line here, which I think we can also do reasonably comfortably. Do I still have... I do still have the undergrounds in my paste buffer. In that case, we can come through here. And yeah, these green chips are being provided on a train from one of the outposts we built last time, which is all the way down here. We have a vast oversupply of this stuff. How many? We've got 4 trains associated with this stop, and they're all just hanging out in places ready to unload, which is great. I wanted to make sure that we got where it's here. Why did... Oh, because we broke everything, because we have upgraded some... Yeah, we've either upgraded some belts or broken some iron. Oh no, we sent this one underground and then didn't actually fix this. So we got to put all of that back. This guy can go underground again. Yeah, I think we're going to need another iron train and another source of training. Oh wait, we've got the stuff here. I guess maybe it's time then just to straight up bang more of this in here. Do we? I don't know if we have all the modules we want. In particular, I don't know if we have all of these uncommon... Yeah, I don't know if we have all the rare efficiency modules we need. Okay, so that would mean that then this guy... Why can I not queue that? Maybe... I mean, I would have liked to have all these undergrounds and kind of... Okay, if we're not going to have all the undergrounds aligned, we can at least have them a pleasant linear stagger like this, which is still... You know, reasonably aesthetic. Where's it? Okay, here's a red splitter. We should still have red splitters. And then we should be able to go underneath all of this stuff. And now we've got another red belt of iron that we can figure out how to integrate at some point. Here is where it wants to be integrated, isn't it? Yeah, because we've got one red belt of iron here. And then the other red belt of iron arriving here. Maybe it even does that over there. Oh well, whatever. We wanted to get these green chips in here, or even over here, which I think turns out to mean we would like to get rid of all of the... That happens to go into exactly the right place. Yeah, I think we want to get rid of a large portion of the on-patch green chip production and just use what we're pulling in from the outposts. Because one of the other things that happened is, I wonder if it's fixed now. Yeah, we have not really had chem plants free. We are still making chem plants, and one of the things that we were looking at that is now all fixed is, oh no, we're still struggling. We've only just been making these chem plants now for the rest of this cracking because the mall was short of those green chips. Okay, low density structure is struggling for... I was expecting us to be making a full belt of stuff out. Why are we not making a full belt of stuff out? We are just running? Oh, it's because we are... it's not a full belt. It's 1.5 belts, because we are in here utilizing half a belt of plastic in 3 places. So we don't actually... Yeah, all of that is fine. We have the LDS. All of that is running. Yeah, how many... We are going to need more logistic spots as well, aren't we? Oh well. Let's check in with the platforms and see whether or not they are getting their stuff built. We still have not... Okay, I'm going to do that myself just so we get the trigger. Okay, we have got together a variety of other useful stuff. The ratios of this are kind of off and all over the place, but that's fine because we're just going to need more stuff in all of these rockets when we're converting them to ships that... Really, we're just low on military science. I guess we have done a lot of military research. Can we spread this out a little? Thanks. Yeah, when we're converting these to ships that will go to places, we will just need more stuff anyway. I think this means we want to pivot off a military science. How much do we have? 6.46. That's probably... Yeah, that's going to be enough to get through a little more of the purple science. And then do we have... I guess we're doing... If we're short on blue science and we're short on military science, there's only techs we don't care about, which is pretty unfortunate. Oh well. Things that we're going to be sad about. Yeah. And then, yeah, the rocket fuel situation is kind of similar to the engines and locomotives. We're doing a whole lot of big requests because the platforms are new, and so we're launching rockets a whole lot. We're not really buffering rocket fuel. Do we have the power grid? We don't really have the power grid to also turn the low density structure back on while we're making all of these rockets. Oh well, yeah, let's get up to these platforms and start to kick around some science plans. Yeah, let's just set this one to, yeah, just worry about ice rocks. Ice rocks are the thing that we're going to struggle for the most. And then let's figure out, yeah, let's come up with a plan for making some space science. Hopefully quickly. You are not caching any rocks, it's fine. And yeah, I think we are going to struggle with... Why are you not... Oh yeah, because we were going to do this recipe switching thing, which I've since concluded is probably not going to work, and we're just going to make regular inserters out of... from this assembler, and then convert them to long-handed insert, yeah, to long-handed and fast with the other assembler, because I think this one is very likely to jam, in the sense that if this is swapping between inserters and gears based on whether or not the hub has enough gears. Actually, you know what I like? I like having a pole somewhere around the place so that I can just mouse over this quickly and see what the circuit conditions are, and also get to the electricity more easily. Yeah, I think if this is switching between gears and inserters, and the hub finds that it's short of gears, this assembler will flick back to gears, except this inserter might be trying to move gears into the assembler, and in fact this like one hand's worth of gears could be what triggers the hub to want more gears, which would flick this assembler over to the gears, which would then lock up this inserter because it's carrying the gears. I think this assembler is more likely to not be blocked so much because it's only going between long-handed and fast inserters we're only worried about this inserter carrying chips at a point when we change from fast to long-handed inserters. That's the only thing that's going to block it. Maybe these stay. I was kind of hoping these would stay, but I'm liking this one less if it's just making inserters. Also, we want to be able to this guy only run if we have less than, say, 20 inserters, because we don't want to be using these inserters in space. We want to be using the fasts and the longs, and then actually I think we should grab this much of a thing and also wander over to Michael and blast these things, which were no good, and put this here so that we can be starting to make the inserters we want. Why didn't you? Oh, because you're still just waiting on... Okay, fine. Yeah, maybe these turn into bullets assemblers later or something else. Oh well, let's come up with a space science plan, because that's kind of why we are here trying to do a thing. So first of all, let's crush some rocks. Let's crush some rocks here for no particular reason. And yeah, we should have, oh, we don't have, okay, we need to set recipes first. We're just going to do one on each. It's going to be fine. We're not going to worry about it. We're going to give these guys... I would like more upgraded efficiency modules, and we also have to worry about having... Surely you have... How did we... Oh, because we already had the quality ones we wanted in our hand. Okay, whatever. Yeah, and then just in and out for all of these things. Don't worry about it. We don't have these yet because we're still working on making them, but it's fine. And then I think we're immediately, like, I have a plan of what I would like to do, of a thing in here, in kind of this area, where we go space science in here. How many of these can we fit? We could actually move those over by one. Cool. There, because we want one tile over here. We could actually fit... Yeah, but I'd rather not. I do want to be running this other belt, and we should set up... Maybe we can just move this guy. That's going to be worse, isn't it? Okay, so now we can have space science over here. We want 3 efficiency modules in each of these dudes. Yeah, we haven't really talked about why we're doing with this with assembler 3s, and we're not yet. I just want to see if we get the geometry we want to work, because I want 2 belts of stuff in here, and then the same again on the other side. And so we can do this kind of normal take from both belts things, because we have... ice. We have 3 ingredients, so one of these belts is going to have ice and carbon on it, which we are not yet processing because we don't have these, but we're also not grabbing asteroids. Maybe we should worry about grabbing asteroids first. We're going to figure out how... Oh, because we took a shipment of these. Oh, well, never mind. Things we don't have to worry about so much. Yeah, and then the problem with this is whichever of these belts is the one that gets the outputs over here. Like, if we do it like this is like why I wanted a tile space between the assemblers and the other storage. This means that these guys can be putting stuff on the other side of the belt just fine. And if we line things up like this, then there's space for accumulators in here, which we almost certainly will not need. But then these ones, we're going to need shorter assemblers on. Or shorter assemblers? Shorter... Not grabby grabs, just shorter regular arms. Okay, so now, yeah, this is the science layout that I kind of wanted to do, and also means that we can have another bank of this on the other side. Although the only way that works was if we also get the other belt of ingredients to the other side, which means maybe we're moving all of these guys. Let's not worry about that yet. That's the thing that I wanted to head towards, and I think somewhere over here, yeah, and then the not like that, like this. The thing that I am heading towards is still also having a belt that goes past and a belt that can go. Yeah, let's do these inserters somewhere else. Use filters for yellow ammunition. So if we get ammunition, we can put it on the belt. And then also this way around. Like this, but here a blacklist. So we're kind of already thinking about setting up the pattern. Are we? I guess because these assemblers aren't running, it's fine. Yeah, we're thinking about already setting up the pattern of having ammo around the outside, asteroids on the inside, having this belt that wanders all the way around the place. And then I think we figure out, yeah, because when we've got this kind of thing, we can have, yeah, we can have, this wants to be smaller, and here, this we can have grabby grabs, and we're going to need more grabby grabs. Something just moved, never mind. Say over here, and have a little bit further range away from this thing, which is going to be good for grabbing enough stuff. Whereas I think I actually want this to be down one tile, but that accidentally was almost in the right place. Because this means that, yeah, this looks like it's overlapping, like the top of this range is overlapping with the hub for 3 tiles, which means we can have another one over here that also overlaps by 3 tiles. That's 2 tiles, I think that's 3 tiles. With the result that these 2 guys are not quite covering all the space, but it's fine because the chance of an asteroid, like, perfectly nailing that gap and crashing on the spacecraft here without either of these 2 guys getting it, I think is pretty low. So we're going to be happy with that. So this is going to be the plan for, yeah, that extends into when we're doing a ship thing. And then I think we want to do this thing also. Let's line these guys up because symmetry somewhere in here like so. And we are going to need to run a bunch of wires around because we do want to be doing the set filters thing. At the moment we've got the space, we're not really concerned about it. Just grab all of the iron. Oh yeah, we've also got to figure out how to cook the iron here, don't we? And we've kind of already made a variety of, maybe we can go here and then nope. That's why you don't ever do your... Yeah, what do we... We were lucky to not accidentally yeet platform or something like that. Yeah, that's why you always do your development somewhere else. These filters. And then somewhere back in. And then the idea of being this would go on a belt, which we would then take away to the smelting. Does this fit in here? Kind of, yes. Okay, and then if we're doing stuff like that, then maybe we could... And that's still going to be a pain to deal with as... Would it be a pain to deal with as sushi? I was thinking... I had the idea of doing something like a... Yeah, we don't need these guys anymore. But if we got the furnaces, of which we should have a couple of furnaces... yeah, the increased rock counts means that it's going to be... There's going to be more rocks to grab for science, but also that there's going to be more rocks between the planets that we have to shoot out the way. So I think we're going to need more ammunition than usual. Also, we're going to need more cooking than usual because we're trying to do more science than usual. And then I was having the idea of doing something like just running a belt all the way around all this stuff and having these guys... yeah, but if we did something like this, it would work, but these guys would have to be set to iron ore so that we don't accidentally make steel. And then if all of these guys went on the same belt like this, I think it works fine. Which means that this belt here could come in and do this kind of awful thing, because we're still putting the iron on the inside, and then these guys would need to be used filters for iron plate on the outside, and that also means we could have another assembler also hooked off this belt just making ammo, which I like. So where would this go? Like, I guess if we're doing 3 of these things to start with, we're going here, and then this belt can go around like so. This is probably more than we need, but whatever. And then also if we can figure out where the top of this goes, a couple of things I am interested in. First of all, I would like to know where we can have more solar panels, and it looks like we can have solar panels in here. Let's actually... no, we don't need to worry about... Oh wait, if we wanted to do more of this science over here, then these... if we are sending the space science underneath in here, like the plan was, oh, can I figure out some more places where we can put solar panels so that I can get rid of these solar panels and then push this science underneath. But if this science is coming out over here, these guys are going to back up unless we also sushi the science with the iron plate, which seems bad. That also seems bad. Where is that? Over here. Oh, I don't think I care. We are defending it. Yeah, we just need to get this science online, and bots can take care of the rest of stuff probably, and then we need to go and defend. So let's make sure, let's actually try and get the science online. Yeah, like one of the options here was if we had a red underground at maximum extension here would let us get science from a belt through here underneath the crushers back to where these inserters are. But I think instead of that, are we going to be inserter bottlenecked? It does look like these guys have a bit of a gap. So if we had, like, the thing I'm thinking now, which is kind of gross, is we still want to be taking the iron plate out. And these guys, if they're a blacklist, if we put these filters here instead, we've got the same function, except that this, is that a shadow or is that a hole? That is a shadow, so we can in fact pull this through. We can actually, in a way that's kind of gross that I will probably not feel bad about, to be honest. I think we're going to have more science through here later, but not yet. This would allow us, if we're filtering the science off, to also dump it over here. But now we have to make sure that we are only putting iron ore on this belt when we are short of iron. And also presuming that this is going to keep up with the... well, I guess we're shipping more stuff up, it doesn't matter. Okay, whatever. Get more solar panels in here. We're going to need more solar panels. Get more belt in here because we are going to need all those guys to be filled, because we also want to get... yeah, and then the layout here makes me want these guys slightly further away. Like, we can have one here in a spot that's pretty good. Which means we've got this space for, you know, whatever else, don't worry about it. We're still kicking up a whole lot of platform, which I think we're fine with. Oh yeah, these guys don't need to exist, because when we convert this to a ship that goes somewhere, we are still going to need more platform, even with all of this stuff kicked out. Yeah, whatever. And then, okay, so we're going to need to redo these guys as well, no big deal. Connect this belt up. Yeah, get all 3 of these and line them up here. And then, how have we got... Yeah, it's not going to be super symmetrical, is it? I don't think we worry because all of this is going to get reorganized when it's a ship that goes somewhere, so we're just going to have like a brick of... We're going to have a brick of asteroid collection. This is probably not even going to be enough asteroids. We're probably going to have to worry about expanding this more, but we at least have a bit of coverage at the moment. Oh, you also... We're also now short of grabbers, and we're not making them because we turned... Okay, somewhere down here, we want to reconnect to this, and I believe we are still... Where is it? It's over here. Yeah, we've still cut off the yellow science, but we will now be making more grabby grabs, which is important, because we want them for this process. Okay, we do need to circuit condition a bunch of stuff. We've got iron happening here, which is great. We've got... Yeah, we need to get another little double inserter pattern, I think is what we're going to do. I think we want to go use filters for ice and use filters for carbon. And then we've actually done all of this the wrong way around. Unless we want to figure out... Like, because the other thing that's going to come out of here is... Yeah, this belt here, this top belt needs to be the ice and carbon, and then the bottom belt needs to be iron on the top. Iron plates on the top, which is kind of a weird setup. Maybe we're going to go here, iron plates, and then... I mean, because the other option is changing this around so this belt is... But then it's not going to be there. It's going to be on the closer... Yeah, we're going to do it this way. We're going to make it work. It's going to be fine. Don't worry about it. Slap this here. And then with these... yeah, that's actually where it wants to go, isn't it? Because that actually happened to line up really well. Okay, so we can actually go underground from here to here. That worked surprisingly well. And now we've got the science getting all the things it needs, and then... Oh wait, this is going super well. Because we can also put the iron on this side of this belt and have another underground... Yeah, get rid of all of the stuff and do it again. Wait, no, this is on the wrong side. We would need to go... I think we would need to put these guys over here if I'm going to enact this plan. I wanted this to go underground, but I also wanted the undergrounds to go like in the same place so we can put more stuff here. But also, this is fine. We can just sideload, and that is going to be all the stuff that we need to. And we should now have space science running, although... Yeah, the thing we just mentioned of if we want more science over here, we are going to need to move this entire build. And I think it's going to be easier to do that now rather than later. So let's pull these combinators a little bit out the way. And then, okay, we want to do this without losing all of the ice and without losing all of the stuff. So you guys, you know what? Take a copy and drop it over here, and then remember the other thing, the other parts that we wanted. So this is what we're going to put back, and then all of these guys, we're just going to break all of this stuff so they don't have their inputs. And then when we are done with this stuff, we will remember that we're trying to sushi all of this onto the same belt as the iron. Okay, I think we want to not be putting iron on that belt for a bit just to try and drain that. Okay, all of that was pretty bad. Actually, it's going to be easier to... Yeah, it's going to be easier to just unwind you guys this way. This is not a permanent belt. This is just going to put all of that stuff back in the hub so we don't lose any of it. Yeah, and then the other There's a bunch of other setup we need to do here. We need to get these guys up. We're not really doing anything with the rest of the space. It's not a particularly efficient use of platform, but never mind. Yeah, these are in the right position, aren't they? That we can just move them. Okay, all these guys can get out of here. We have unpacked all that stuff. We wanted to be able to move this one tile. These guys don't matter, so that we can get a second belt of stuff through here when we want to, which we don't actually want to yet. These guys are not making steel because we did that well. Okay, where is this copy of the thing we wanted? We wanted it in several places. Did we restore functionality? Wait, when we are taking this belt of ice to the other side to build more science over here, we are also going to need to take... are we going to need to take the iron? Because we've got iron here. Whatever, we're not going to worry about it. Okay, I think we have... yeah, we need to limit the iron grabbing is the thing that we need to do. So, these guys link through a bit of belt somewhere. And we're going to struggle because we don't have all the grabby grabs. That's a little bit of a problem. Also, I don't know whether these two inserters are going to be able to keep up with the rate of pulling all of... actually, this is what we can do. We can have 3 inserters that are trying to pull off the belt, because I think one inserter will be able to keep up with the iron ore. So now we can have 3 inserters that are pulling space science and everything else off. I'm still not convinced that that's going to work. Oh, well, never mind. And yeah, this setting stuff, we want to do a thing where we have another constant combinator somewhere. Maybe over here? This space is not really... actually, a thing we should do, which is a generally good play, is have some ability to yeet things into space out of the storage chest if we ever, for example, have too much iron or too much, you know, unhelpful stuff. So that's how much space we've used. We want a constant combinator in here. We want an arithmetic combinator, of which I believe we have several, because we want to do a thing where we go the output of this arithmetic combinator to the grabby grabs. The grabby grabs go to set filters. We have, in a very similar way, the green network from the hub going into the constant combinator, and the red signal is how many asteroids of each type we would like to see. So I think we only want like 6 of each of... okay, there's a new type of asteroid added by a multiplier. That's fine. I think we're happy going up to, say, 20 of the ice asteroids, because we are always going to be struggling for ice asteroids. Okay, you guys, before we've set this up, and before the other guys have arrived, why don't we have... oh, are we sending up space platform instead of the grabby grabs? Available on planet, not enough to fill one rocket. Okay, the not filling a rocket is also why this is happening. Okay, take the ice filter only... yeah, we did that for many of these things. And that's just... we're just going to do that now because the circuit around the place won't work, because we do not have the... yeah, we need the actual grabby grabs to be able to link the circuit through them. Oh, well. Are we successfully draining stuff off? Maybe we are, never mind. Okay. Wait, isn't there down here this combinator? I think we want to move this combinator... there are a couple of ways to do this, and maybe we just go with the nasty one at the moment. I think we also want to tie... oh yeah, because we've done it for this inserter here, haven't we? To this... to all of these inserters, and set them up for only when our... nope. not there, to only be crushing things if we have less than a certain amount of stuff. And we're actually limited by iron. Oh yeah, because we took this guy off. This guy wants to use filters for, as it turns out, exactly the thing it grabbed. And then also this guy is going to be filtered as well. Yeah, this is going to be... Actually, we can control this one with the crusher, can't we? We don't actually need to worry about this guy. And then this crusher can run if... Actually, no, we do want to... Yeah, we have to be more careful about ratios if we're doing it the other way. This one wants to run if we have plates less than, say, 1,000, because we're trying to do a lot with plates here. And then this one wants to run if crushed iron is less than, say, 200. This is the sets filters thing that we haven't done yet. Yeah, and then no use filters, because you've got a recipe that you're looking at, and then this guy, similarly, if carbon is less than, say, 200. We're not going to need a whole lot of carbon, but this also should mean that... Oh, we're full. I guess that's fine. We are going to be compressing this stuff a bit, and some of the stuff is going to be going out onto belts here, so... although we do have the problem that if this jams up, yeah, we do need to be dropping the science back to space, and then also not collecting quite as many rocks, but we're working on that. Yeah, if we tried to rate this inserter based on plates, then if we weren't making enough plates, we would fill the hub up with ore faster than we could turn it into plates. And this is already... why are you guys not grabbing... You guys are grabbing space science. Yeah, we are just not grabbing things off this belt fast enough, which is mildly unfortunate. Can we... What would happen if... Oh, if we... Actually, I think we can do this better. Okay, which is going to require us to delete all of these inserters, which is going to be a little bit rough, and then we're going to have 2 fast inserters going in. Fast inserters significantly better than long-handed inserters, and we go blacklist for iron ore on both of these. We drop these here. We have this belt do a... Okay, all of whatever was going on there. And then... Ah, no, this does not work. I was hoping we could have a long-hander inserted here and get the iron ore up here. This is turning into a mess. Why are you guys not grabbing? Oh, because the hub is full. Okay, that's why we have these inserters. So these inserters we can set to iron rocks just for a little bit. Just yeet a couple of those guys out. It's going to be fine. And that should get us the space we need for everything to run. And then, yeah, clear those guys from your filters. Hopefully that's going to be enough to get some things to work with. Why are you... Oh, because are you guys... You guys are not yet set to set filters. Yeah, okay. Is there... Yeah, there's... I think we just need to do this interface somewhere else, and or get the space science in somewhere else. Could we... Is there anything else that we're using iron ore for in the hub? I'm not sure there is. Oh, cool. We took a delivery of stuff because there was kind of space, and then there ended up not being space. So I guess you guys are going back to yeeting iron rocks again. Okay, let's set up the rest of this filter. Yeah, this has got the number of each rocks we want, of each kind that we want, and then this combinator is going to go subtraction, red, everything. Do we... Yeah, we can actually... Yeah, we can lose a lot of those rocks, can't we? Yeah, red everything minus green everything. We should have some outputs. output everything. And now we should see, yeah, negative numbers on all the things we want to keep, but positive numbers on... Negative numbers on all of the various kinds of asteroids, because we have all of the asteroids of all the kinds that we want. And so these guys are set filter to nothing, although... Does that mean we have more than 20 ice asteroids in here? It does. Good times for us. That's very exciting. Okay, shouldn't you guys also be... We had a rogue set filter there. You guys are not setting anything, but we've got all the carbon we want. We've got all the iron ore we want. I think maybe we reorganize this stuff. I think maybe we... Yeah, how is the grid? Grid is fine. We do want more of the grabby grabs because we want to be able to jump these signals everywhere rather than just pull out the ice. Is this going to be... Yeah, and the reason why we're going for tier 3 assemblers is actually productivity bonus, because I think, yeah, we've got more stuff going on, but also this does not match a 60 times science multiplier. Yeah, I think... Could we actually... Because... actually, maybe we do something crazy. Maybe we go over here. And then have this guy put all types of things on the red belt, which will include rocks, but the rocks will end up back in the hub like so. And then we can have this guy filtering to iron rocks. Yeah. We've not... I guess if we wanted to make... Okay, let's move this guy down a little. Because if we wanted to be able to make ammunition here... Then, okay, I think probably we're changing all... Yeah, we're not going to worry about that yet. We're going to be changing all of this before we're thinking about anywhere that we might move. Which side are you going on? You're on the correct side. That's actually ideal, because you can just wander through here and do this. But then the point of that was to not have any of these guys running, and to jump this through here. Okay, and then I think this wants to come down to 100 because it will be quite a large latch of stuff. Okay, so the space science is no longer being integrated into the same iron belt, which makes everything a whole lot nicer. If we have enough iron, or if we don't have enough iron, we will kick asteroids out onto this belt. This guy will then process all the asteroids. Crushed iron and also more asteroids will end up on the inside of this belt. The iron will end up on the outside of the belt. These inserters will grab everything except iron. Should we not have... no, because in order for this to work, we also need... Okay, we're going to have a dude here that looks for iron ore. I think this is going to be a decent long-term plan after we have successfully vented. Yeah, like we need all of this iron ore to not be in the hub, and then this plan will work. But at the moment we're going to use this inserter to yeet all of the iron ore out of the hub. After that, the iron ore will only be on this belt. We'll have iron here. I think the smelting thing we are definitely going to change when we move to a ship that goes 2 places. And yeah, let's go and figure out why these grabby grabs have not been made and or shipped up. It's electric engines. Okay, completely acceptable because we know that we have a large number of electric engines over here. Let's limit both of those chests, and then I can just have... where? Here is where they're going? Okay, so we can have... I don't have boxes? Okay, we're just going to make a steel box. Okay, we're not going to make a steel box. In that direction? Interesting. That, I guess, is what we're going to respond to. In fact, you then want to be able to have all these things. Yeah, steel box here. steel box, in fact, here. We need to go and deal with that. Do I have... I have grenades. That's not great. I'm pretty sure we took an expansion. This feels pretty expansion-coded to me. It's like a sudden attack that's turned up and done all the stuff. Just don't destroy my train, eh? Oh, you destroyed my car. I'm pretty sure I didn't have anything in the car. And there's another guy down here. Have a whole lot of poison clouds. It's probably going to be fine. We did lose. We lost a train at the front. So we're going to have to bring this locomotive, because that also means that this guy has been bumped to manual. And also that the train station has been destroyed. Oh, well, yeah, these gun turrets have been destroyed. We need to deal with this probably. Bots are probably on their way out to deal with a thing. Okay, that was my last car. I didn't have any backup cars. Where are my backup cars? Gonna be in here somewhere. Whatever. Okay, so no, it was bots. Yeah, because of this weird new thing that getting a car destroyed will create a ghost car. Bots will put... what are we lacking? We're lacking, yeah. Bots will put your backup cars on the spot where all the spit is, and your backup cars will also die. That's a really cool, fun thing. Okay, get these trains to these schedules so we can get you out of the way, and then I can be in this train and go to... actually, what we should do is set up the refueling and drop, but we're not going to worry about that yet. We're just going to go to the refueling station, and they would have come from the top, wouldn't they? I wonder if we can just see... Yeah, definitely. Okay, in that case, we're just going to go... multiple rows of landmines. There's a base we need to push. There's the actual defense stuff we need to do. That should be fine for a while, as long as bots can get those in before we get there. And then also you want to just go to manual for a bit, because none of those are the button I wanted. We would like the mall to put that back. Thanks. Okay, and then I'm also still without a backup car. Thanks, bots. So the little space science platform that could is now platforming, and now we want to be able to set up, yeah, that was not the button I wanted. We want to be able to set up all of the circuit conditions so that we are only grabbing the rocks that we need. I'm pretty sure this is not going to be a large enough space platform, but also if we are at least collecting some rocks, then... okay, this jump here we didn't need because we could have brought it through this one, but whatever. You are set filters, yeah. Everyone have the condition. It's going to be identical to try to pick up the ice because, that's what you're already doing most of the time. But now we are circuit controlled. We are working through the iron ore and the hub. Yeah, we are going to have all the asteroids we need. We have... already a ton of space science, which is amazing. Okay, let's set up the other thing. Let's not set up the other thing first. Let's do the space cargo pod so we can motivate the other thing. Wait, why are we... Oh, is this military science? How long has this been this way? Not long. Okay, let's find something else. What else we really... Yeah, we don't have military science. Laser's going to be important. Substations. It would be the logistics bots, except we don't have the facility to catch the stuff yet. Let's work on Blue Belt, because we did talk about wanting Blue Belt, and that's not often a thing I prioritize, but it's going to be fine. Okay, let's go and get... What do we need? Is it concrete and blue chips? Completely manageable. Hello also to these guys. I don't have a car at the moment because bots destroyed my car. So, cool. I also don't have ammunition at the moment, but I do have capsules. These guys are getting unpleasantly close to the silos and important trains and stuff. Nope, this is slowdown capsules. And then I've got a flamethrower. I don't actually want to use my flamethrower because... Okay, now we can use the flamethrower. I didn't want to burn down that forest. Okay, that was all of those biters. It's getting... Okay, nearly all of those biters. It's getting more important to go and deal with that base. I also would like a car. It would fit here, but I don't like it. Are we going to be able to move it? Yeah, we're going to be able to move it again before we do much planet stuff, aren't we? Yeah. Okay, so here, and then we're going to want 2 inserters that are just grabbing stuff out. I think the only thing we really have at the moment is space science. So, yeah, we've got a temporary landing pad location for the space science. It's going to be fine, don't worry about it. All of these guys can just get in here. Like so. This 2 inserters is going to be fine. We are doing onto red belt. So maybe, okay. So all of that. We also would like some storage on this probably. So that's also not a thing we've really set up for. That is gross. We're going to do it. I don't actually think that's a good idea, because if we're talking about this being temporary, we don't necessarily want 5 cargo bays worth of storage for the space science, but never mind. What we're going to do is, say, space science 2000. I think that's going to be fine. And then we're going to drop it from orbit. Probably we can already see Aragoth dropping. Yeah, we've got all the science we need, so we're going to drop it all in one go, and that's going to be fine. Okay, so we're not going to be able to... Yeah, if we just left it like this, as we ran down the space science, it would kind of drop 1 or 2 at a time as it manufactured it and as it turned up on the belt. So instead of that, we're going to go novice to novice, both with time past wait conditions, one of them not unloading for nearly 4 minutes, and then the other unloading only for 10 seconds. So when we do this, we have a 10-second window in which we will drop stuff, of which we probably already dropped the first 2,000 we want, and then a 4-minute window of not dropping, which means that on this side, this is... Actually would, I think, rather have 6,000. Because we've got the space for it, and we are just doing things that are large. And if bots could... Why are bots not... Bots are just slowly just getting here? Okay, whatever. That is the space science that we need. Also, we would need blue science to be going at a good rate for that, wouldn't we? Of which we do have a backup. And we've got... Okay, so I think with all of that set up, what do we... I mean, thrusters is going to be big. So the big space science things we want immediately, I think, are going to be Prod Mod 2s, logistics platform, and space thrusters, but I don't know which order these are in. Probably the logistics system are last. The thing we're going to want... Yeah, when we... Actually, maybe have... Oh, no, we don't have enough space science for all of these, do we? And we're not going to be collecting it at a large enough rate. So we're going to need to sprinkle in some other things. Like, at some point, we should probably try and finish off the military science thing. Although, I think the military science problem... That's not the map, I was already in the map. Is we don't have enough walls? We don't have enough grenades because we don't have enough iron because we... Oh, that's... There was a sound when I was walking through there getting fuel for my cars that I couldn't figure out what I flipped, and that's, yeah. But the problem is we don't have enough walls in this location. We do also have, if we set the trains up, a whole pile of wall in this location, so that's also just train stuff. Okay, I think I think we're actually pretty happy with this in the sense that we've blasted through all the purple science we have into the, yeah, we've run out of that as well. And so if bots could just build, okay, do I have enough? Yeah, I'm just going to grab some of this belt and get this done myself so that we can actually get the space science into the labs, because that, you know, sounds like it should be pretty impactful, because as soon as we've done that, we can do, yeah, I guess we shuffle some of these things around again, because we want to get the nuclear power in here as well pretty urgently, but that should be a mechanism for getting productivity 2 module research underway, which is super important. And yeah, the reason why we want, one of the reasons why we want the nuclear power is I think we're going to be so congested on particularly ice rocks when we do this. Yeah, we don't have many left. Everyone is trying to find ice rocks and we are struggling to find ice rocks. And so I think instead of efficiency, we will want good quality prod mods, and then instead of efficiency in these science assemblers, we will want good quality prod mods, with the result that our power grid is going to be significantly more than what we can do with solar panels. So I think by the time we are flying between worlds collecting more asteroids, we are going to want nuclear powered, yeah, I think we want nuclear powered spaceships as the first thing that we do. Yeah, you don't want to be there. You are probably fine. Did those stay, didn't they? These guys did not stay. Yeah, I think we're going to lean on these kind of weird platforms for a bit to get the first little space science out, and you're waiting for all of because we turned off these groups. Super interesting. Never mind, probably not a big deal. Yeah, I think we're going to want to lean on nuclear power into productivity bonus crushing, into productivity bonus science to get space science at the rate we need to get everything else done using space science, because there's a lot of space science to do. We've also got to learn to reach a location before we can actually go there. Like, researching thrusters is not enough to go and collect better rocks. But yeah, I think that is pretty good. I think we are worried about these biters. We did also intercept another attack group on the way over here, so yeah, you guys don't chase me because I would rather not lose the car and then have some fire. My bots are off, I believe my bots are off. Yeah, that guy got pretty close. Never mind, no big deal. Yeah, the big worms are still taking a little bit to punch through, but I mean, gun turrets are also a thing, and the gun turrets don't mind the poison clouds, so it's fine. These guys are pretty advanced though. We should also check the area for expansions. And then also, the mall has run out of stuff, so more solar panels. We've already downgraded these assemblers so they're just normal regular assemblers, but I think we're also mostly done with the first big initial push of platform. Like, we wanted to get it into space, we've done that, that's pretty good. Efficiency modules in mining patches that don't have them yet. I think of the places making green chips, the outpost making green chips gets assembler upgrades. This is going to be, yeah, we need to tear down all the green chip manufacture in the mall as well. But, you know, more productivity bonus in all of these guys going to be pretty good. High quality prod mod upgrades in the rocket silos, because apparently we have those, and then uncommon quality prod mod upgrades in all of the blue science that we have beaconed. How far does this go? Sure, whatever. Also in more of the labs. there is in fact another expansion over here as well, which is not a huge surprise, but also not super convenient to drive through, but hopefully that's enough capsules. It's probably enough capsules. Oh, my bots are still on. You guys don't get to attack me because I've got a flamethrower and slowdown capsules. Do I care about those trees? I don't care about those trees. And then, yeah, we're just going to go and put... Don't worry about the heartbeat. It's fine. Things are totally normal. We're just going to go and put some gun turrets in the middle of the poison cloud. Although the poison cloud's not here anymore, it's fine. You guys can not be here any longer. Yeah, turn on the bots. Go and repair some things. Oh, we lost... I have not lost any turrets to biters for a while, and other than the ones that were attacking us, I guess. And so to lose some to my own flamethrower feels apt, I guess. Can we repair these? Do we have the repair packs to repair these? Rod Mod 2s are gonna be a big deal. You know what else I would really like is to get this uranium running. We still haven't done the defense. I think we're setting up for that. I'm not sure where we're going to do the uranium, but I think what I'm leaning towards is centrifuges in here somewhere, because we can grab some iron from this... It probably can go either way, whatever. Yeah, we can grab some iron from this green chips build and run it generally over here and be doing fuel cell stuff here, which is fine, because it's still in the bot range with all the bots waiting for... Yeah, we're now waiting for solar panels, which is nice. We're not waiting for rare prod mods, so we've got a lot of work done there. Yeah, okay. I think we can also... well, the fluid trains aren't here. The fluid trains are over here. This pattern is an unpacking train, and because we don't plan on doing... Yeah, I think we can just roll this guy straight in here? Sure. Excuse me. Like that. But with neither of these stations, we would like a new station with a new name. Thank you. We would also like to connect the power over here, and then... in this way, we need to, yeah, have bots grab these rocks as well, just something to do. And then note that this corner is making this a little bit awkward, but I think for the moment we're only going to worry about getting back to the main. Where is this link? Here. Wait. Where is... Yeah, take these guys as well. It is dark. You are likely to be hit by a train. Take these chain signals. Okay, so we've got a way of getting acid in here. Actually, no. The thing we need to do is make sure that there's enough space in all of this system that we can receive the entire train contents in here, and so I think this needs to be lower. I think this actually does need to be... You know what? Equal 0 is going to work fine, isn't it? Just do easy things, and then we're still going to activate the train whenever all of this stuff turns up. Yep, it's fine. So now we're on our way to do some actual defense, which is very exciting. We might crash into a forest here, get these guys out of the way because they're a little bit disappointing. Yeah, I knew we had these pump jacks down here. Oh, hey. Hi, guys. How you doing? You were not necessarily what I expected to see here, but also I'm pretty sure I'm okay with it. Yeah, I mean, it sucks to be you guys. I mean, that is why we're here. All of this is what it's about. Okay, so we are polluting that base. That's why we had the landmines there. It's probably fine. Yeah, this, based on the map, what we would like to do is use the oil in the position we've just connected, and then also be running walls across from this bit of the terrain. I think this is a good piece of terrain to be connecting walls to. I think if we have... I think if these are... Yeah, let's do like 5 rows of wall or something like that. The thing we should actually do is figure out... my bot's off, I guess. I guess we can put this anywhere. How far back we want the flamethrowers. 18 is a decent number. It's kind of related to the... Do I have... Whatever, we're blueprinting this, it's probably fine. It's kind of related to the ranges at which spitters can spit. If we can put the... how much range you have? A ton? If we can have the walls far enough forwards from the flamethrower that the spitters can't get range on the flamethrower, then we are super happy about that. Okay, this is going to be our defensive... Okay, not like that, because it didn't actually connect anything. This is going to be our defensive wall pattern, and it's going to run through... yeah, about here, but we're going to need extra flamethrowers. My bots are off. Good. We're going to need extra flamethrowers in... We don't want to bother with landfill here because it's already impassable. Let that fish survive. Yeah. Here's the map. We want extra flamethrowers. Maybe even landfill flamethrowers over here to cover the corners, because the corners are the weak spot, and then everything else can happen at maximum connection range, because why not? Underground ports, roboports, damaged cars. I don't have pipes. I have 55 pipes. 55 pipes is going to be fine for at least this outpost. Yeah, we need to go back and get landfill. We need to get maybe more wall. Here is a place where we can start, and you can just get out of the way. Thanks. One of these guys here, and then let's also try and figure out where maximum roboport range would be for coverage. It's going to be about here, and then this pole can be... is that the middle? Are these two guys... They are not. This is the middle? Symmetry. Okay, so now we can take this and drop it in a couple of other places. Okay, that's a little bit annoying. Never mind, I should not leave the car behind. And is this another expansion base, or is that a milling attack? Whatever. Okay, turn my bots on. Give these guys all of my bots? Sure. Give them walls, give them flamethrowers, give them both kinds of pipes. I guess I'm gonna do these power poles. Oh yeah, this was also where we wanted... Okay, you're gonna move back by 1. And then we should still have this in the paste buffer, and we do. This is significantly more flamethrower than we need at this point, which I am fine with, because we either have to over-engineer it now or later, and I am quite happy over-engineering it now. You know what else would be super cool is... Number 1, connecting up my poles by having them close enough. But after that, I'm not driving into the poles as I'm dragging them somewhere. I'm dragging some power all the way to the corner of this little peninsula and dropping a little radar here, because I reckon that's going to be able to scan out a bunch of useful stuff. Keep an eye on a thing. It's going to be fine. We don't have to worry about biters getting over there. I think we are going to do a little, like, close... How many? This many? Yeah, a little thing in a couple of places just to close, have some cells here so that biters getting into some area are not necessarily into all areas, even though it kind of doesn't matter because they're all covered by flamethrowers anyway, but we're going to do that. It's going to be fine. You know what else flamethrowers like? It's oil. Let's run these ones on this side, the other ones the other way. Oh, I should have... Yeah, bots are... This is not the best plan. Bots are going to be building those. I should do this with the car because... Oh yeah, because we can see this other attack. That is the other thing I've been trying to keep an eye on. It's fine. Don't worry about it. So those guys are defended. Yeah, okay, I need my car. I wanted to go and get the pipes so I could... connect up the oil that was... Yeah, with bots doing this is going to take a while, whereas if I do this, hey, it's done, like, literally now. Power these guys on, and where is a convenient spot? Should we... I think eventually we're going to worry about having redundancy through here as well, so we're not dependent on these two flamethrowers to pass oil to the entire line, but also... Whatever, not a thing we need to worry about yet. We have provided oil. Yeah, give me these bots. And we're going to do a kind of cheeky thing of, hey, I wonder if there was a way that we could get landfill just here kind of easily. Okay, so we got all the landfill we needed, which is nice. I think we probably take some of the bots back. I don't think they need... Yeah, I don't think they need 84 or even 70 bots to manage this part of the wall. They are short on wall, which is a problem, but I'm going to take everything else, because is that true? That's not true. I'm going to leave them some things. Maybe they also need a couple of flamethrowers? Maybe we should leave them some landmines, except we don't have that stuff here. And are we going to... do I have any tax? I have 39 tax. Okay. In that case, we are also, for no particular reason, because we don't need it, going to drop a couple of tax on here as well. I have efficiency but not speed modules, so that's what these pump jacks are going to get. It's going to be fine. And we have we done defense? Or we need more walls? Oh yeah, the landmine coverage. Okay, don't we have a deletion planner for ghosts? Yeah, just change this deletion planner to landmines. I am not doing this with my bots, but now we can just sweep this deletion planner over the temporary places. Probably they're temporary, even though we don't have all the wall yet. The other reason I needed to come back to the base was actually two reasons, because we haven't got this tech yet. You need first of all a station name over here. Ivo. Ivo is the acid station. Nice work. And then, yeah, pressing E again to close boxes that don't work because it's a text thing. We are going to go from Ivo with full cargo to... is that the right thing? Yes. To where did it go? Kevin with empty cargo. But the thing is, that's also kind of not going to work, because one of the things the bots are asking for is pumps. We need to take bots or drop off over here. Why are we not running anything? Stronger explosives 2, is this a military science thing? I see blue science here, which I think means... it did occur to me that I don't want to build any prod mod 2s before I have quality module 2s, because I want as many high quality module 2, well, prod mod 2s as possible. So we're going to do the quality module 2s first. We're actually kind of in a position to do that now, aren't we? But we're not doing that. And then do... I can make 10 pumps. I think that might be all that the bots wanted. Yeah, we've got 8 of these. You know what? I think we can do this with the bots. Oh no, because these guys needed steel. It's fine, don't worry about it. Yeah, I think we want to do quality modules first, and then prod mods with quality. What was I here for? I was here for walls. And pumps, which we have done. And train schedules, which I believe we have done? We have done. Really should organize some kind of... oh wait, you know who also needed a wall? The military science needed walls. Maybe this isn't the wall run we're doing. Maybe we're doing a secondary mall run. Oh wait, no, we can do better than that, because we have this storage chest set to wall, which means I believe we can wander over to where we just were and have bots delete a bunch of these wall sections, and construction robots will bring them to the other storage chest. I believe that's how it works. So military science is running again, and I've still got, yeah, enough walls to take to some of these positions. Yeah, this place is definitely a bit of a pain to get out to. I don't want to do this more than we have to. We are going to need a rail line out here, though, partly because those other oil wells we just passed look really good and we want them, but also because we are going to have to do some kind of resupply that isn't just me driving out here. But I think we've got some tricks for that. How many bots do you guys have? 57, that's fine. A pile of oil that you're still working on. You are complaining about not having repair packs. But why are we complaining about having landfill? Did we drop some landfill? No landfill wall here. No landfill wall here. I don't know why we are asking for... oh, I bet there's landfill in... yeah. Okay, we don't need to worry about that either. Okay, great, fantastic. This is pretty well defended. We are happy with this. We are reasonably happy we're not going to burn any forests down. I don't want to burn that forest down. We are saving the forest, etc. I just wanted to quickly check in with how our other platform was doing. And we have, yeah, we're still in the middle of sending stuff up. I think we still accumulate another 2,000 space platform here before we cancel this mall request, because we are going to want to grow. And yeah, we are now limited by ice, which is not a surprise, but we're also limited by grabbers. I guess because we're just working on still pushing up the foundation, so we've got to get that running. We also realized over here that we had, yeah, somewhat ballsed up the combinators, and we made far more fast inserters than we needed, but we're also making a ton of iron. Why? What is your limit? Ah, okay, yeah, this now wants to be looking at iron plate. This is the temporary hack that we have not actually fixed. So you are now disabled, which means we'll be leaving the rocks in here. This guy can disappear. We can also be grabbing more stuff, yeah, because we shouldn't have iron ore in here anymore, although interesting fuel complication when we get around to that, but I think we can deal with that differently later, whatever. Yeah, that should deal with this issue. I mean, we could also, you know, we could also just start making ammunition here. That's compelling. Okay, that's actually what we're going to do, because we are done with the inserters. We're just going to start making less than, say, 800 ammunition. Cool, and then you're going to turn into the ammunition. And then I guess we're also going to do this with a faster inserter, and we're going to do this with 3 efficiency modules, and we're just going to start... Yeah, we're just going to start building up ammunition in here as well, because we have the iron. We don't really have the iron. We're going to be launching more iron, because these guys are not going to be able to keep up with everything we're trying to do with the iron. Whatever, moving on. And by moving on, I mean I apparently crashed into the coastline. I was wondering why we hadn't got our uranium mining ping, and we don't want Kevin to have full cargo, we want Kevin to have empty cargo. That's why we should have got the uranium mining ping. That's why we haven't unloaded any fuel. Oh well. And we needed to come back here anyway to get, I think, also repair packs. I think we need some repair packs. We're going to get some bots because we need more bots. We're going to get somewhere, yeah, you guys, all of these other random surplus electronic engines can move to the box down here where we are putting electric engines into the small. Oh yeah, I wanted these grabbers, didn't I? Give me these grabbers because I specifically want to fire them into space. Give me all of these flamethrowers. Give me... Oh, yeah, give me all of these so that I can have a lot of bots. I also think I want repair packs. You're not going to do that anymore. You are going to give these to a certain space science platform that needs them. Uranium processing is done. It's not going anywhere, but that's fine. And then the mole that I wanted is down here because we want, yeah, we want pipes, we want other pipes, we want poles, we want pump jacks. You know what else we should maybe do is integrate the rest of this iron that we picked up that is not actually going into the base yet. We want to tear down the rest of this chip processing as well. But never mind. I think what we do is we get rid of this guy and we lane balance this here. And then, yeah, turn this one. In fact, turn both of these, upgrade a couple of these guys, and then we've got a place that we can find a red belt and run, okay, not quite there, run the red belt in here, and we have converted most of them all to the, yeah, to the beaconed, moduled, nice power plant, nice power plant, nice power plant. If cleaner, efficiency moduled stuff that's being served from a train, and the fact that the starter patches are running down is still an issue, but not really one we're going to worry about. Yeah, all these guys are really... Okay, sure, I guess that's going to be a thing. Defensive position 2, we're going to have looking very similar to defensive position 1. I think maybe if we actually move this forwards a bit to try and... Oh, there's cliffs there as well. Yeah, that's a better interface for this wall into the water on the left. We're going to need more flamethrowers. We're also going to need these trees to not be here. There's kind of a follow-up question as to whether or not we can abuse those lakes, but I don't think we bother. I think we just flamethrower things up in places where it's easy. Yeah, decided against any kind of diagonal pattern there at all. This was just easier to set up. Using the cliff would have been nice. Oh, well, I'm pretty sure bots have enough stuff. I don't think they're complaining about any of this stuff. They don't have enough underground pipe. Okay, that is a thing I can fix, I believe. Yeah, we're fine. Defensive position 3 is going to be slightly more of a headache because there are no pump jacks nearby, but this is kind of what we expected anyway. Like, it wasn't normal to have a billion pump jacks around just to use local crude oil. We're going to have to bring the train in. Oh, well. My bots are also not on. I just also kind of wanted to figure out which trees we wanted to save, as it were. And yeah, let's go get a train, I guess. We are going to need a train station on the other end, so we're going to do a cheeky thing of grab a station we don't care about, turn off our bots, Control-Z to put that station back. Now I've got a station. Now I've also got a train. Sam, congratulations, Sam. You are the station of having light oil. This actually isn't going to work because I have one pump. Okay, whatever. We can make that work. We would rather get some of these defenses in, and then, yeah, worry about fixing things up later. Except we also haven't made these train stations go anywhere, so maybe we should deal with that. This is a wall. We don't care about that. Okay, fine. Yeah, this station here, I guess this is an input stacker, which means that we can just take a line from here, not there, from here, through to, yeah, this is actually going to work out completely fine. Though we are in the situation of having bounced between both space and purple and military science, trying to figure out what we have a decent amount of, I think we are in the quite pleasant position that all the science we've put into all of these buffers, we have pulled out and turned it into actual science. So that's probably pretty exciting. We have leftover purple science. Blue science is the one we need to boost. Oh well, let's get these trains underway. Yeah, you go here, because we've only got one pump with us, and there are no wall sections that are going to need all 4 stations here. So I think this is just going to be a time past 30 seconds. Somewhere we got a bit of this power in, but not all of the power in. We are going to need to power, we need a power pole here. That's still also a wall, so we don't care. I know it's beeping, don't worry about them, they'll be fine. These guys are going to get... I think we probably can just do 2 roboports here. We can definitely just do 2 roboports here. About that many bots, whatever. You are also going to need... You're only going to need 1 roboport. We only gave you 1 roboport. I think you maybe need a couple of power poles. Have a lot of pipes and flamethrowers, because I would rather not have to deal with that. And then where is this arriving? Here? Okay. We're going to move some of these flamethrowers to the side and just line this up like so. And then I think we cannot quite link that. So we're going to have a power pole by itself that does nothing. For the purposes of jumping this signal, and if we have this train on a time past, it won't matter if we leave enough oil in these or not, which means that this can go enable, disable if light oil is less than 1,000, less than 2,000, because we've just said that that capacity doesn't matter. And then these other wagons aren't doing anything. I think for other wall sections we could pump out of other wagons just to even it out, but it also super does not matter. And the other thing we wanted was another radar in here so that we can put said radar down here with another power pole. I don't know if they have that power pole. They do, with it taking wall damage, and it's fine. Everything here is built. These guys are charged. I don't think I have to worry about it. Are they waiting for... They're not even waiting. Oh wait, we're waiting for... We're waiting for landfill again. Let's not be doing that. Okay, success has been declared. Let's go back to Sam. Full cargo. Oh wait, we left far too many flamethrowers out here. Okay, fine. You are actually going to go over here. And we're finding somewhere. Yeah, let's not be doing that. Because we don't want to be getting in the way of the LDS train, but we do want to come back out here and get all of the flamethrowers. That's pretty important. And the electrical network is currently kind of a bit silly. I think this one wants some redundancy down here, or maybe even along the power line, or along the train line. That is probably a good idea. We might do that on the way back. That almost worked, but did not quite work. We ran out of holes, and I'm pretty sure that yeah, we mismicroed this in a couple of places, so we're going to have to do some of that again, but we got a chunk of it done. It's fine. Actually, how far can we get bots to do this for us? Like that far? Oh, and then also, we don't need these landmines anymore. Here's some more oil in a nice little bottleneck. We've got 3 wall sections done. Let's knock out the 4th. This little gap up here is going to be annoying because there's no other pump jacks around here. Maybe we end up landfilling a pipe through here and giving it its own bot network just to manage this little section, or maybe even this section. Maybe Maybe these two sections, maybe here and here, or something. But we're gonna have to get defenses there somewhere, but I'm inclined to not worry about it yet. But yeah, this is fine. Bots have got everything they need, don't they? We are up to 4 quite happy wall sections. Yeah, this one is the busiest, asking for repair packs already. This one is still, the bots are kind of getting it together. Never mind, this side is pretty safe. So we've secured maybe half of the map, not really counting this bit. These guys would probably be next, except the greed is going to take over again, even though we are not super safe, because tech-wise, we are pushing through at the rate of making blue science. We're kind of debuffering that, and we have research quality module 2 and prod mod 2, which means I want to be making these things. And also because we're limited by blue tech, I guess we can throw built immunity equipment and gate into the queue and have them be basically free. And yeah, then we're just down to the blue science from these other things. Also in space, these guys are just building up huge amounts of... Oh, actually, this could actually block a bunch of stuff, couldn't it? It's going to be fine. We don't have to worry about limiting these guys on their space science yet. Oh, wait, you're still set up with the assemblers? Okay, fine. Let's get this much of this thing. Oh, wait, this has also got the... Yep. Cool, so now we are going to be turning this iron into bullets as well. Not even worried about that yet. What we want is upgraded prod mods and quality modules. So we're going to grab all these ones from the storage. Give me these bots as well, because why not? Downgrade this guy, because I would rather have my best quality modules. If we're limited by blue science, then let's also push this a little harder. Actually, not that one. Yeah, 4 more beacons in here. Getting a little bit of stuff out, that's going to be nice. Oh wait, module upgrades as well. The thing we really want to be doing is module construction and upgrades. So let's grab some blue chips from here. Let's bring the blue chips over here. This is a full red belt of stuff, which is way more than we need for module construction. So just smash it into the green chips there. And then, yeah, I don't want all of these, I just wanted to clear off the belt so we could get the blue chips through. And then here's a spot that we can be doing module upgrades. So, this is also why we have... Did I not take the assembler with me? I apparently did not take the assembler with me. Okay, fine. Grab one of these guys, put it, say... I think we're still just making a mess, because none of this is going to be particularly reliable. Like, all of this... Oh, because the assembler doesn't actually exist yet. And then the bots also need to bring this. Yeah, cool, great. Yeah, none of this is... All of this is going to be quite temporary, because we are going to have electromags and recyclers and other ways of doing quality later, but never mind. Why don't we even have... Okay, whatever. Yeah, I guess we can make one of these a storage chest for regular quality modules, and then we can go... I'd actually rather have this... Turn my bots on because I have this now. Yeah, cool. All of these guys, you get your quality, and then somewhere we can have all of these items getting in and out, and it's going to be fine. And then we just have to find a bunch of other quality modules around the place. Oh, I definitely could have dumped these chips in, couldn't I? Oh well, we'll do that at some other point. Yeah, over here we've got a box of a large number of quality modules that we kind of weren't doing anything with, and then over here also more quality modules, and we're going to want all of these. And then I guess because we've already set up the storage chest, we can have bots move some of these as well. And basically the idea is we're going to turn all of these into our best quality modules, and then we're going to try and turn... I mean, do we even need... We are still asking for upgraded productivity modules, so that's also going to be a thing. Okay, so I'm getting here at the same time as these blue chips are. Oh well, no big deal. Yeah, can we have another 2 of these boxes just like here or something? Thanks. Do we want to do this again? Maybe. Also, what quality ratings have we got? 1.3 versus 2. So as soon as we get these quality module 2s out, we would like them to be in this assembler. And you're just going slowly because that's how it's going to work. And we're going to do the same thing for prod mods, I believe. Yeah, give me these. Turn on my bots. Great, get the quality up. If we can get the uncommons out here, that's going to be pretty big. Yeah, this one wanted to be prod mod 2s, and we are not going to, yeah, prod mod 2s. Putting this as the storage for prod mods, I think I like quite a bit, because that means that everything falling out of the build will just end up here. And also, this one we don't want to have the quality modules yet. I kind of only want to do this with, yeah, I really want to do the productivity module 2s with uncommon quality module 2 so we can get a decent number of prod mod 2s out. We actually need this bit of the buffer to be upgraded, because if this is yellow belt out, then when we're not actually researching, okay, so none of these have stopped yet, which is good, but when we're not researching something that's using blue science, we need it to be able to go into the buffer at the rate at which we are making it, which means red belt. We've also, yeah, probably all of these guys are, oh wait, you guys want to specifically not be doing anything yet. I don't actually care about regular prod mod 2s. In fact, yeah, it's fine. Over here we also have a pile of module construction, and so I think we're going to try and bring these back to the main base as well, also using the construction bots. And we've got upgraded speed modules here as well. So I think what we might actually do, given that we are short on the blue science and we've got some number of upgraded speed modules around the place, is we're going to make these beacons go a little harder. And then I'm pretty sure that we have in the purple science, we have these upgraded speed modules which we're not necessarily using. So I think we could upgrade, yeah, especially as we could probably upgrade the rest of this purple science and then have, I guess, regular prod mods in here, because we don't necessarily have all the upgrade. Yeah, we're still asking for upgrades in other places as well. And then these guys we can move to the box that's trying to make assembler 3s, although at worse quality now, but we could upgrade them. The existence of these rare efficiency modules also makes me want to blast this copper and put another of these in. Oh, because the train was only just getting here. Okay, fine. Yeah, I blast this and do all of this copper. Maybe we do that later, because I kind of want to worry about some other things first, such as getting these better quality modules into the dude making our assembler 2s, assembler 3s. I was just about to go and get wall force stuff, and then we got out our first uncommon quality module 2. So I think we're still gonna make a whole bunch of quality module 2s and not worry about it. In fact, we are doing this with quality here. We've got a couple of uncommon assemblers, which is just going to make all of this faster in a way that doesn't take speed modules and doesn't affect the quality of things. We're just going to get more of them out. It's going to be fine. In fact, if you guys can start making the uncommon quality modules, that would be great. Yeah, and then I'm going to go and get the wall for the next defensive build, I guess. We are in the position of having a couple of quality modules. I think at this point I would rather have, yeah, all of these quality modules just in there. Not like that, just like so. You guys just pump out better quality modules at a rate of 8% quality, that's fine. I would rather get these guys running, which means, yeah, we can now have the... And then also we upgrade all of these quality modules. If we find them, it's going to be fine. Okay, so we're pumping out better quality modules. We also would then want to put quality in things that we're still trying to do with quality, I guess. Beacons, solar panels, these other modules through the middle with quality, I guess, kind of, whatever. Why don't you have... Okay, whatever. Yeah, just have some of these guys running, and then some of the rest of these, I guess, we can take over with the other quality modules as they fall out. It's going to be fine. And yeah, let's also have some kind of quality upgrade in here. Not super concerned. Spending longer on this than I would like to be doing manually. Never mind, I should go and get that wall built. We've done all of the setup we need to here, except that, yeah, some of these trees are still in the way. Oh, well, never mind. We haven't actually got... Yeah, bots are still bringing the power poles through here because we did a pretty bad job because we kind of didn't care of... yeah, exactly how this row report is laid out, which means that bots are flying from the kind of mall area through this dead space. In fact, we can probably see a bunch of bots trying to make this passage. Not many roboports on the way to charge them. Oh well, never mind. They'll get there eventually. Yeah, the track isn't even done through here either, is it? Oh, we are now connected. So we should have charge here. Cool. So now we can give this thing the bots, and we still won't have defense, but we will at least have bots building a thing. If we can just find one of these roboports. 70. Yeah. Maybe 100 bots is going to be fine. Yeah, this is just doing the inactivity thing, isn't it? Oh, do I have... I do not. Bots are not going to be able to get. It's going to be fine. I'm just going to sit in this train, and it's going to take me back to the base. Oh, wait, we haven't... We've left... Okay, yeah, we have left vastly more materials here than bots want. I don't know how many more flamethrowers we need. Maybe 10 more flamethrowers? Okay, so we can take most of this stuff back. Yeah, they do not need... I don't think they need these things. Roboports are done. Power poles are done. Everything is blinking, suggesting that, yeah, all we need to leave is the wall, which means we can have most of this stuff back. Leave them a couple of flamethrowers. I guess we're going to take the wood. And these guys are also filled up now. Okay, so we're going to wait for this to completely unpack. And then we're just going to take this train back to the base because train resupply is cool. I was going to do the signals thing here and forgot, but it's fine because these signals here are still controlling which trains get to the station. And yeah, we've got space around here to go around the other side of the solar panel build. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Yeah, space science-wise, we are still kicking through at the rate at which we are making blue science, which is 700 SPM. I'm not super unhappy about that at all. Let's check in with the module build, I guess. It's probably fine. Yeah, we've got rare quality modules popping out of this. That's actually, in fact, these guys get to upgrade to their rare qualities. If we have any other... Is it going to be walls? I think we're actually going to upgrade the walls. Have have some better wall... Oh wait, if you are going to upgrade, like, if we're going to care about wall quality, then we should also get a bunch more walls through here, and that's actually the least important of them to upgrade because it's the one that fills all of these up and gets jammed and stops. It doesn't actually feed military science, although it might be the walls that we take to other locations to do more defense with. We had a pretty good time building a lot of walls in a lot of places. A lot of them looked kind of the same. I think there's been about an hour and a half worth of just building walls that's been cut out of this episode, and we're not completely safe. In fact, if we take an expansion over here, we're pretty unhappy. But the greed might take over next episode as well. There's a bunch of new stuff I want to build. I was going to say, as a treat, let's look at the star map and look at the various planets we get to build, but we don't have that without thrusters being researched apparently. So let's look at a space platform doing a space platform thing, and we're actually fully running. That's pretty nice.